Hello and welcome to Skill Techathon. This is SQL interview questions and answer series. Today we are going to look into one of the interview questions. This question was requested by one of our subscribers. Here we have been given an input table where we have ID, name and email. And in the output table, we need to display ID, name and the domain. From the email, we need to extract the domain name like this one. First, john.doe@example.com. So domain name is example.com. So we need to extract that. Then second one, jane.smith@company.com. So we need to extract company.com. Like that. From all the email IDs of all these employees, we need to extract the domain name and display the output. So let's go to SQL and check how we can do it. I have already written the query to create the table and insert the values. So I'm creating a table employee. Let's run this. Let's insert the values. Now let's check our table. Select start from employee. Let's run this. So this is our table ID, name and email. So from this, we need to extract the domain name from the column email. So to solve this question, what we are going to do is we are going to use substring function. From that, using substring, we are going to extract the domain name. Let's write the query. Select what we want. We want ID, then name. Now let's write the query for extracting the domain. So substring, inside substring, we're going to write email. So this is the column from where we want to extract the domain name. So email. Now we need to write from position. Now we need to give a bracket. Then we need to give the character from where we are going to start extracting. So we want to extract everything which is after @ like john.doe@example.com. So we want example.com after @. Same jane.smith@company.com. We want after @company.com. So we are going to write @. Now we need to mention in email. After this, we need to write +1. Now we'll give it as a alias as domain. Now from employee. Now let's run this. So we got it ID, name, then in domain name, example.com, company.com, business.org. So we extracted the domain name from the email ID. So how it is working is, so substring, right? What substring does is this function extracts a substring from the email string. Now after substring, we mention position in email, right? So this function finds the position of the @ character within the email string. Now we added +1. So what this +1 does is, so adding 1 to the position of @, it gives us the starting position of the domain part of the email. So overall, this whole substring email from position @ in email +1 extracts the domain name which is after @. Now suppose we only want the username from the email ID, not the domain name. Let me show you the table again. So from this table, we have john.doe@example.com, right? But we only want john.doe. We don't want the example.com @example.com. We don't want the domain name. We only want the username. To do that, it's very simple. We'll just copy paste this query here. We just need to modify few things and we are good to go. So here, so after substring, right, email from position, right, here we need to write email from 1 for position @ in email. After +1, this +1 we need to change it to -1. Now if we run this query, we are getting the username. So let me change this domain to user name alias. Now if we run this, so we are getting the username. How this is working is, So this part, right? Substring email from one. So this part extracts a substring starting from the first character of the email. Now this @ in email -1, this calculates the length of the substring by finding the position of the @ character in the email and subtracting 1 to exclude @ character. Now this whole query, right? Substring email from 1 for position @ in email -1. What it does is this extracts the substring from the email starting at the first character and extending to the character just before the @ symbol. This is how we get the username. I hope you got it, how we are extracting the domain name as well as the username. So username, I have told you because sometimes they might ask you to extract the username and not the domain name. So whatever the question is, I'm sure now you'll be able to answer it. Thank you. We'll see you in the next video.